Here's your steaming hot cup of coffee, ma'am.
Yeah! Woo! It's great to start a rip-snorting good day before going out and putting up a few dozen fences.
Don't recognize your face. Are you new to Water Pit or just passing through?
You know, I'm looking to settle. In fact, came all the way over from Pitter Patter City last week. Rode all the way on Java.
All you drank on the way was coffee?
No. Java is my trusted and faithful horse. Named him Java because I figure a horse is a lot like a cup of coffee.
How's that?
If it has a good kick, it'll get you going.
So, what brings you here, Miss?
Dwyer, Barb Dwyer. But you can call me Barb.
Pleasure to meet you, Barb. I'm Star Bright, and this is my aunt, Dee Calf. Just call me Dee.
You know, it's a pleasure to meet you both. I can already tell this is a kind and caring community.
Well, have you met many people?
Well, just you two, and my boss out at the Sweet and Low Ranch.
Oh, you mean Master Blend?
Yeah, mighty nice fella. But you know, I wonder if he pampers his cows too much.
Why's that?
He's been getting some spoiled milk. You know, it could be because he's feeding them round bales of hay, and those cows are just not getting the square meal. It seems like everything they're getting goes in one end and out the other.
Well, maybe he should raise sheep.
No, he says he'd never consider it. He says they might shrink if it rains.
So, how did you come to work for Master Blend, a man with many different tastes?
Oh, he brought me out here to work on his ranch.
Doing what?
Building fences. Unfortunately, his ranch hands have been getting mysteriously sick quite sudden-like. In fact, they've been fainting at the drop of a hat.
Maybe everyone should try and keep their hat on.
Well, I don't figure a hat's the problem. They're dropping like flies.
Sounds like this illness comes on rather sudden.
Yep, they're good to the last drop. Fortunately, Master Blend has been putting them up at his ranch, trying to get them back on their feet as soon as possible.
So where have you been staying every night?
Oh, me and Java, we just sleep outside.
Oh, that must be awful cold and lonely.
Oh no, Java makes a real good pillow, although sometimes I get a saddle horn in the ear.
Well, it seems to me that a hard-working person, such as yourself, deserves a roof over her head.
Well, you know, I checked out the Water Pit Motel. It is plumb full of people. It seems like this here town is growing every second.
Well, have you tried talking to the Maxwells?
I ain't heard of them.
Oh, well, they run a quaint bed and breakfast. The Maxwell House has always been a refreshing blend of hospitality and respect. And they even allow pets.
Whoa, that sounds mighty refreshing.
Well, they're just down at the corner. You really can't miss it. Why, hello, Buck.
Oh, howdy, Miss D. Howdy, Star. Star Bright. The only star I can think of that night.
Why, hello, Buck. Barb, I think you deserve another friend in Water Pit. Barb Dwyer, I'd like you to meet Buck Braun, a helping hand in these parts. Was voted last year as Water Pit's most eligible cowpoke.
Why, it's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Barb. Welcome to our town.
Why, thank you. You know, if y'all will excuse me, I think I'll head on over to the Maxwell house and see if I can find me some temporary lodging. Then me and Job are gonna we're gonna head on back to the Sweet and Low and get back to work.
Alrighty.
So So what can we do for you, Buck, as if I could guess?
You're mighty perceptive, Miss D. I thought I might come in and have a cup of your fine coffee.
Here you go, Buck. Just the way you like it. Lots of cream and sugar. He never wants it strong and black. Sometimes I wonder if I'm making the quality cup of coffee that this man deserves.
Thank you, Star. Just the way I like it. If only she knew I love tea. And her as well.
We appreciate your business, Buck.
Why, you've been here 6 times today. In fact, you were here just an hour ago, though it felt like you'd been gone for an eternity.
Why, you can never have too many cups of your coffee, ma'am. Though, coffee ain't my cup of tea. I'd do anything to see my star bright. The problem is I drink so much coffee that I'm tossing and turning on my horse all day. I can only lie awake and think of her at night.
Well, I don't mean to be rude, but I've got to get on back and check the inventory of beans. Said stagecoach is set to arrive any day now, and I want to be sure we are ready for the big rush.
Oh, is there something wrong?
Oh, no.
Did I make you pour a cup of coffee?
Oh no, everything's perfect. So perfect that your business must be booming.
Alas, business has slowed down considerably ever since a man named Mocha Bana brought his coffee cart to town.
Well, I could never imagine you having a slow day. Pony Espresso's always had a nice atmosphere, the finest coffee, and Star.
Well, surprisingly, Mr. Cabana is able to sell his coffee for only 2 cents. I mean, we just can't figure out how he's able to offer it at such a low price and not go out of business. I mean, it would be impossible for us to match that price. I mean, after all, we have to cover our expenses. I just don't know what Andy and I would do if our business were to fail. I mean, we have a few pennies saved, but we want them to go toward a new wash and wear bearskin rug. That's something that Andy's always dreamed of having.
My heart aches when I see Star suffering. Don't worry, Star. Nothing can ever happen to Pony Espresso. You've always had dedicated customers. Shucks, you know me. I never go anywhere else for my cup of coffee. But where are all the other customers?
Well, unfortunately, many of our regulars have been mysteriously fallen ill. What an incredibly strong man. He's managed to stay healthy in a town filled with failing health. In fact, Barb was just telling us that some mysterious illness has struck both of Master Blend's ranch hands.
Has he tried putting lotion on his hands?
I mean the help on his ranch.
Oh.
Filter and rusty pot.
Well, I wish I could help Master Blend, but my day's already full as it is.
Well, how's that?
Well, Mr. Dunkin' Donut has me working full-time up at the Hole One Ranch. It's a full-time job, but I suppose I could work at nights to solve this mystery. I'm up anyway.
Why, Buck! How brave, how valiant, how courageous. Well, I just think it's wonderful that you're willing to help our ailing town.
Ah, shucks, Star. It ain't nothing to face a mysterious illness. Could this be the time to speak of love?
Oh!
I guess not.
Mayor Coffee, welcome to the Pony Espresso. How may we serve you?
I'm not here to relax, Star. I'm here to warn both of you. Another person has fallen ill in our fine community.
Oh my, who?
Oh, my wife, honey, she suddenly just dropped ill. She turned nauseous and green as a frog. I thought she might even croak.
Andy, come quickly.
What's all this commotion about?
Well, Honey Coffee has been struck by the mysterious illness.
Oh my. Will she she be all right?
Well, I don't know. Doc Cappuccino, he's still out at the Blend Ranch. I hope she gets back soon. The town's in an uproar, and as mayor, I'm supposed to be responsible for everything. What with the upcoming elections and all, this isn't going to help my chances. No, sometimes I feel like I'm twitching at the bottom of the ocean.
You are a nervous wreck. Get it? Twitching at the ocean bottom, nervous wreck. But Mayor Coffee, I thought you were the only person running for office.
Well, not anymore. Now Mo Cabana has added his name to the ballot. What with this medical thing going around town, I'm gonna get a lot of complaints and I ain't handling it right.
But the fact that people are getting sick and Doc Cappuccino can't figure it out ain't your fault.
Well, I know, but the doc, she checked everything. She even suggested foul play.
Oh my, how frightening!
What does Sheriff Goldstone have to say about all of this?
Well, unfortunately, I gave the sheriff 2 or 3, or I don't know, I gave him some time off to deal with the stresses and the strains of his job.
Well, what was happening to him?
Well, he said that a 3-legged dog walked into his office.
What's so terrible about that?
Really, Sheriff Goldstone said that the 3-legged dog was talking to him, was trying to figure out who shot his paw.
Oh my.
You know when things like that is happening, it's time to give your sheriff some time off. I just didn't think that everything would go wrong all at once. Now, I'm afraid that our community is without a man of the law.
Well, isn't there anyone who could replace him?
I don't know.
A strong, confident man?
Brave and bold. We all know who fits these descriptive words.
Well, Buck, do you think that...
Don't worry, everyone. Mayor, swear me in.
All right, raise your right... What? It's this, no, it's this one. Raise your right hand. Do you promise to uphold the laws of Waterpick?
I do.
My hero.
I'm just nervous wreck these days.
Mayor Coffee.
Stop. Star, maybe you ought to put it on him.
Of course.
All right. Well, I hereby appoint you temporary sheriff.
As temporary sheriff, I vow to figure out why Waterpit's experiencing these illness problems. I'll immediately go inform Mr. Donut that I am temporary sheriff. I will be taking short leave of absence. Oh, Star, I do hope that we can talk when our town's not in the midst of chaos.
Buck, I would talk to you anytime, anywhere. Anyway, I just know you'll get to the bottom of this. I mean, after all, you're Buck. And also, thank you for your continued patronage of the Pony Espresso.
Might I interrupt this magic moment to ask for your assistance?
Why, certainly, Mayor Coffee. How may we help you?
Well, with my wife Honey being ill and all, I could use some help with my sugar and spice.
Twins, born on a Tuesday. Well, it would be my pleasure.
And I can lend a helping hand with business being as slow as it is.
Well, I'll take care of myself. I just been a nervous wreck around lately.
Well, why?
Well, the doc says it's because of paranoia. I'm sure once things will be better once Honey gets back on her feet again.
Well, when would you like us to start?
Now! Sugar! Spice!
The coffee mates. Sugar, the sweet one, and Spice, good taste in everything she does.
Hello, Miss Bragg. Hello, Miss Cat.
Hello, girls. Your daddy would like you to stay here for a little while he solves big problems.
Oh, does that mean we get to have our first cup of coffee while you're gone? Please, pretty please.
With sugar on top. We don't want sugar on top. She might get burned.
Well, you girls are still a mite young for coffee. Maybe when you've been in the rugged West a few more years, then I'll let you have a sip. They grow up so fast.
Don't worry, coffee's not the only fun thing to do around here. We'll have lots of fun playing out back.
Goody, goody.
Now, Daddy's got to go take care of that little problem. I can't thank you ladies enough.
Oh, don't even mention it. You have such beautiful children. Although sometimes it's very difficult to tell them apart.
Don't worry, Mayor Coffee. With this illness going around, it's important that these youngins remain in a safe environment.
Right. Now, you behave yourself, children.
We will, Daddy. Time to play! Yay! What do we get to play? Well, how about horseshoes?
Wow, I love horseshoes.
Well, then, while Miss Bright and I set up the stakes, you two can go on back and take the shoes off our horse, Swiss Miss.
Isn't that kind of dangerous?
Yeah, like, couldn't we get kicked?
Oh, don't worry. Swiss Miss is a stable animal.
What color is she?
Why, she's the color of chocolate, of course. Let's go on out back and meet her.
Here it is, the perfect place to put the Cabana Coffee House. And it will certainly be the ideal place for me to live. The powerful mayor, Mo Cabana.
But Mo, do you really expect them to sell their establishment?
Why not? The place is obviously crumbling. With my coffee cart in full stride. Look around you. Do you see any customers? Curses! Their coffee's really rather good.
Yes, what is wrong with that, huh?
Don't you see what this means? She's so dumb, a mind reader would only charge her half price. It means it might take us months to get them to go out of business. Perhaps I could use my good looks to persuade them to sell the place to me. At a bargain price, of course. Don't you agree?
Oh, you are delightfully talented.
And dazzling. And distrustful. And dishonest. And generally not very nice. Be quiet. I have some negotiating to do. Ooh, what a beautiful woman. Maybe I'm not satisfied with just a coffee house. A kiss from that lovely lady would be a deal in itself.
Oh, welcome to the Pony Espresso. How may we serve you?
Oh, by giving us a few seconds of your time. We're here on business.
Now I recognize you. You are Mo Cabana, the one who runs the coffee cart.
Correct. And this is Fifi Latte, my assistant.
It is my pleasure to meet you.
Well, this is Spice.
I'm Sugar.
I told you they were hard to tell apart. This is Sugar and this is Spice.
Well, that's all very nice. And it even rhymes.
You such cute little ones.
Silence. We've got business to deal with. I hope we're not disturbing you.
Oh, we really are quite busy. I'm just going to treat for these two girls for their horseshoe sportsmanship while Auntie puts the horseshoes back on Swiss Miss.
Well, I hate to interrupt such an important moment in these young girls' lives, but I really do have some important business matters to discuss with you. Perhaps Fifi can take the young tykes over to the ice cream shop. My treat, of course.
Me take them for the ice cream?
Of course. Don't you remember how you tell me how much you love children? Now is your chance to take these two precious young ladies who have just had a robust game of horseshoes out for an ice cream sundae.
But it is Saturday.
Well, get them an ice cream Saturday. Most importantly, get them an ice cream now. If she continues to be so idiotic, I'm gonna have to fire her.
Mr. Cabana, though you seem rather passionate about this matter, I promised these two girls a piece of beef jerky, and they really are quite deserving.
Well, they can have beef jerky ice cream.
Please let us go.
Please go. It sounds so yummy. Ice cream.
Okay, well, all right. But I want it to be a short trip, okay? Just to the ice cream shop and back. I would go with the children, but someone has to stay here and watch the shop while Aunt Decaf puts the shoes back on Swiss Miss.
Well, then we mustn't waste any time, must we? Come on now, you guys go, have a wonderful treat, and in fact, take your time. Now, my sweet, we are alone, and we can discuss business.
Well, I really don't feel comfortable talking about business without my Aunt Dee here, so.
Well, we wouldn't want to interrupt her in such an important task that she has, and it's nothing big.
Well, I suppose you're right. What did you want to talk about?
We are both involved in coffee.
Yes?
And you have to admit, it's selling coffee has its perks. I have been exceptionally lucky. My business is thriving.
Yes, so what brings you here? Obviously not a cup of coffee.
Well, my successful venture is obviously draining you. And I don't mean to upset you or talk badly to you, but it's quite obvious that the Pony Espresso can't keep up with my cart. You must have noticed how all my low prices are attracting all the customers. Having said all this, it's quite obvious to assume that you'd be interested in selling your business to me.
Never. The coffee profession is a stimulating business for Aunt Decaf and me, and, well, we would never sell out.
Well, I appreciate that coffee has been the grounds for many a hot conversation. But be reasonable, my dear. It is more logical to take some money now from your failing business before you lose everything.
The day will never come. Aunt Dee and I have enough money saved away to fight you for months.
Maybe I can convince her to marry me. That would be a profitable merger in more ways than one. Perhaps we should become better acquainted. We could form a joint venture between our customers. I'm sure if you got to know me, then, and we got to know one another, then it will become clear to you that it is mutually beneficial. After all, as the next mayor of Waterpit, there can be no doubts that I am Waterpit's man of the future.
Mr. Cabana, I could never work with you, much less vote for you. I mean, well, you're nothing but a cheap politician who will never be elected mayor of Waterpit.
I don't know why you call me a cheap politician. After all, I'll cost the town a fortune. My dear, I stand on my record.
So no one can see it.
Be reasonable, Miss Bright. I elect to give you a scrumptious kiss. Not only will that convince you to vote for me, but it'll also show you that we were meant for one another, like coffee and water.
You stay away from me, sir. You're already in hot water.
Just one kiss from those sweet lips.
Never. I would never kiss a man with such an ugly mug. Here, why don't we have a cup of coffee instead?
That coffee has been here since I got here this morning. It'll be cold and bitter now. Unlike your lips, which I'm sure are warm and sweet. Just one kiss, and I'll be on my way.
I could never kiss a man with such revolting business and political techniques. And dreadful coffee breath. Let go of me! Take that!
Ah! How dare you! Look what you've done to my shirt. You now owe me a kiss.
Oh, help! Help! Help!
What's going on here?
Oh, Buck, help me! Buck!
I'm here, you villain.
Well, that repulsive man was using inappropriate marketing campaign tactics on me!
Yeah. As Starman, I have to treat you good. But as temporary sheriff, and as a gentleman, I'll let you off the warning. I don't have time to deal with cheap good for nothing like you. I have a real community crisis that needs to be solved.
This is outrageous. You should arrest that woman. When she threw coffee over me, she showed me disdain. Oh. Disdain? Disdain! Yeah, most of you got that one.
And the stain may never come out, Mr. Cabana, and you can blame that on your improper advances.
Mr. Cabana, leave here at once. You are no longer welcome in the Pony Espresso.
Sugar! Spaz! Thank goodness you're back! And you as well are no longer welcome in the Pony Espresso.
What did I do? I only took some for the ice cream Saturday. What's the scoop?
You are associated with this brute!
Oh, yuck! Oh, what happened?
Yeah, what happened to you?
None of your business, you roommates.
I think they are cute.
I think that when they were born, the stork was fired.
Hold your taste. Hold your tongue, you snake. You might as well. Your political career's already over.
I think you will live to regret this interference. I can assure you that I will think of a way to absorb the Pony Espresso. Mo Cabana never backs down when it comes to his business affairs. Whoa!
Howdy, everyone. Hope I ain't interfering.
Don't worry, Palomino Polly. These two vagabonds were just leaving.
Mo Cabana shall return.
Goodbye, little sweetheart.
Miss Deed, Miss Star, I don't have a good feel about those two. I'd steer clear of them.
Don't worry, Buck. We will forever be safe with you as our temporary sheriff.
Doc Cappuccino. Isn't there anything that you can do?
I'm truly sorry, Mayor, but this one's out of my territory. These people are being poisoned, and unless we can trace the source of the poison, we may just have to wait this one out. Just make sure they're comfortable.
Well, have you ever seen anything this mysterious?
Well, I once had a man come to me and tell me he was shrinking.
What did you do?
Well, I couldn't do anything. I just told him he'd have to be a little patient. But this thing here is mighty strange. I think there's someone behind it.
Do you think that this could be?
Yes. I think it is foul play.
Foul play? You mean chicken they're eating ain't good.
No.
Oh.
I mean, someone is making them ill on purpose.
Well, who would do such a terrible thing?
If I find out who's doing this, I'll throw him in jail.
What would the charge be?
No charge. Getting into jail is free.
So, to what do we owe this visit, Palomino?
$2 on the overnight Pony Express.
Wow, a real Pony Express rider.
We've never been this close to one.
She even sounds like a pony.
What do you mean?
She's a little horse.
But you two are around horses all the time. Horses are always on Main Street.
That is true. We even have horses that like playing with the pigs.
And why is that?
I guess they just like being neighbors.
Well, it's nice living on a ranch like that with all its hospitality. I would love to live a life like that.
What did you do before you rode for the Pony Express?
Well, I used to have a riding academy, but business kept falling off. And then all the horses went behind the trees to change their jockeys. I even tried to open up a dance academy once, but horses can't dance. Well, why? They have 2 left feet. Oh, and then all my horses got bad colds.
And what do you give them?
Cough stirrup.
Palomino, I think you should be proud of what you do now. I mean, after all, you're one of the fastest riders around.
Well, I owe most of that to my horse Storm. My horse like Storm can ride like lightning with the rein. Don't blame me, folks. I didn't write the script. I just delivered the message. I see you have a letter in hand there. Who's it for? Well, it just so happens it's for you. It says, decaf. It's from the president.
The president?
The president?
No, the president
The president?
of the Central Pacific Railroad.
Well, what does it say?
Star, can you read this? It's a bit blurry for me.
Have your eyes ever been tested?
No, they've always been brown.
To whom it may concern, the United States government and Central Pacific Railroad will continue to unite our great country by joining the 2 oceans of our nation. Your establishment has been designated as an official railroad stopping point. We will pay you a significant rental fee and allow you to continue with your current business. Thank you for your help. Sincerely, H.O. Scale.
The Pony Express has become as valuable as a gold mine.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
We don't believe it.
We don't believe it.
Is there an echo in here?
Well, what's wrong, Palomino?
Well, with the railroad coming through town, I'll be out of a job. Oh, my.
Oh, well, we didn't mean to hurt anybody.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not hurt. Just unemployed.
Well, speaking of hurt and unemployment, the town folk of Water Pit still need my help. I mean, I am temporary sheriff. Yeah. And I got a job to do and a mystery to solve.
Maybe next time we'll have more time to chat.
Oh, maybe we could take a walk. Just the 2 of us. Why can't I tell Star I love her?
Why, that would be wonderful. But how long must I wait until I hear his words of affection?
Palomino, I know that this isn't exactly a time of celebration for you, but why don't you join us at the ice cream shop? Oh, that's mighty kind of you, Dee, but I better go into town and start looking for a new job. It's time for Palomino Polly to move on once again. Poor Palomino.
mean that we can't still celebrate? I mean, this town could use a little happiness.
Then how about another trip on down to the ice cream shop?
Wow, again? I don't see why not.
Hooray!
Well, I was hoping for a cup of coffee after being out in that hot sun. But I suppose I could settle for some cold ice cream.
Well, then let's get going. It's on me. Woohoo!
You lock up the front door and I'll take care of the back. With so many mysterious things going on in Water Pit, we don't want to take any chances.
What a dastardly misfortune this is for me. The Pony Espresso is now going to be worth far more than a few cups of coffee. Their success and influence is going to demolish any chance I had of being elected mayor, ruining the opportunity to amass a vast financial empire.
Oh, for making a lot of money.
If she had greatness thrust upon her, she'd ask if it came with directions.
Are you going to do anything?
I can't do anything against the US government and a whole railroad. Although, on the other hand, maybe I am up for such a challenge.
But more, maybe this could be a time to give up the life of crime. We could buy our own little coffee shop. We could work for a living.
What? Where did you ever get such an idiotic idea? Working is the most ridiculous way of making money.
Its name might as well be theory because it never works. Those little twigs made me realize that living an honest family life may not be so bad.
Curses! She's getting as soft as a marshmallow in hot chocolate. I'm going to have to watch my step around her. Ridiculous! Selling coffee is a daily grind. It's the money from the Central Pacific Railroad that's going to make our fortune. Or should I say, make my fortune. And give us a life of luxury. Give me a life of luxury. Maybe there's something we can do.
And that is?
I never thought I would need to use this.
Isn't that the same wicked poison thing that you put in the coffee on the cart?
You could call it that. Or you could say it's a vial that I brewed a little stronger. Or should I say, a lot stronger.
But you can hurt those little children.
I don't care about those little children. I just want to get out of here before they all come back.
But how will we get out of here? Both the doors are locked.
I found this key behind the counter. Now, who can't say that I'm as smart and cunning as a sly fox?
But more, they might be on the right track. This temporary Sheriff Brown, he will not stop until he finds out who's behind whoever was putting the town under the weather.
How can you ever doubt me? To her, brains aren't everything. In her case, they're nothing. Don't you think I can stop this so-called temporary sheriff? With the real sheriff out of Water Pit, and this inexperienced fool trying to solve everything, this place will soon be ours. So long as we get it right, and no one like you spills the beans.
Well, I'm sure Mrs. Coffee will appreciate this.
Not only will she enjoy our flower basket of coffee beans and coffee cake, but you'll enjoy our visit as well. Although, I'm concerned I may have dropped some coins in the batter.
Oh my, well, what could that do?
Might make the cake too rich.
Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. And Mayor Coffee says that his wife's been getting a lot better.
People are like tea bags. You've got to put them in hot water before you can tell how strong they are. And honey coffee certainly has the spirit and strength to survive. Speaking of strength, I'm going to make sure that everyone who comes in here today has a strong cup of coffee.
Well, not too strong. We want Buck to enjoy his 6 cups of coffee. There. Now, doesn't that look nice? Andy, the spare key's missing. Well, should I call the locksmith? He's our key man in situations like this.
I'm sure the key is somewhere. It probably slipped into one of the counter cracks. We'll find it later. Right now, we've got to get going so we can see Honey during her visiting hours. Just make sure the door is locked. I don't want any mysterious sorts coming in here.
Don't worry. The coffee shop is definitely safe and secure with the door locked and temporary Sheriff Buck in our community.
Finally, those fools have left. Little do they know that this key works as well coming in as it does going out.
This is not right. Your plan is too much evil.
There can never be too much evil. And you are now fortunate enough to be included on something especially abominable. So don't you forget that if anything happens to me, I'll make sure everyone knows that you're in on it. I'm gonna have to do something about her when I'm in control of the Pony Espresso.
I refuse to do anything.
You don't have to do anything. Just being here makes you an accomplice. So why don't you just shut up and watch me add a little bit of zesty venomous seasoning to this coffee. Now I'm a seasoned veteran. This coffee is only good for its sedimental value. One sip from this poison pot and you're in the ground.
You have gone a step too far.
You can never take too many steps when it comes to making money. When I stole a ladder, I knew that additional steps could be taken.
Very funny. What do you intend to do now?
Don't you worry. I'm in control of everything.
You are mad. Your only plan is to be evil.
The point is to be brilliantly mad. Things always come together for Mo Cabana. Nothing's going to come between me and my fortune when the railroad comes to town. This Fifi is losing her train of thought. I don't want her leading us down the wrong track. Who is that? I've got to get her out of here before she spoils everything. Come on, out you go.
You can't make me.
You want those little ones you care so much about to be safe. You'll leave now. I wonder who that could be.
Alrighty.
All right, here we go.
Well, I'm certainly glad I was able to catch you, Andy.
Oh, I'm glad too. I'll get you your morning cup.
Oh, actually, that's not why I came. It was about something else. I want to talk to you about something, rather private like.
I have to admit I was surprised that you asked me to come with you instead of Star.
Well, I've been I've been thinking a lot about your niece.
And yet, you have never asked her out. You know that girls who are never asked soon feel outdated?
Well, coming here to the Pony Espresso has been like 1,000 dates with Star, sitting right here, staring into her twinkling eyes, and drinking the coffee that she makes special for me, of course. If only I could experience her kiss.
At least I got close.
So what can I do for you, Buck?
Well, Aunt Dee, I figure I should do this as proper as any man should. So here goes. Can I have Star's hand in marriage?
Her hand, Buck, you can have all of her. I'd be proud to have you as my nephew-in-law.
Well, I'm not sure how long I'll be in law. I am only temporary sheriff after all.
Well, whatever you do after your temporary sheriff job, I know that you will be a great husband.
Well, that means a lot to me, Dee. I figure I should make my rounds around town, and then I'll find her, and I'll ask her.
Gads, this imbecile is always making life more difficult for me.
I've got to get over to see Honey Coffee's reaction to her flower basket of gifts. I look forward to hearing of your proposal.
I can hardly wait to propose.
This is terrible. With Buck and Star together, it'll be next to impossible for me to take over the Pony Espresso. And now, it is time for me to use even more of my ingenious ability to do evil. A little bit of forgery never hurt anyone. When I was posing as a blacksmith, stealing horses, I used to forge strong links with the customers.
Back here, let me just get the door.
Can't you get a moment's quiet around here? After all, the place is practically mine.
Go ahead on in there, Polly. I'm glad I caught you heading back from the coffee house. It seemed like visiting hours ended so quickly. Mrs. Coffee loved her flower basket of beans and cake. Did Buck enjoy his cup of coffee? Is my coffee so terrible that he wants a cup from Aunt Dee instead?
Oh, I know he did. Now I say we all celebrate Honey coming out of a sticky illness with a hot cup of Pony Espresso coffee.
Yeah!
Well, that's mighty kind of you, Dee. I'd like to take this moment to thank you all for your campaign support. As Waterpick's returning mayor, I plan on building a two-story courthouse.
Why?
I like high offices.
I once knew a mayor who had a parrot that swallowed a watch.
Oh my, how is the parrot?
Politics. I once knew a cow that swallowed a spoon.
Did the cow die?
That cow has not stirred since.
Someone once brought me a pig that couldn't make a sound.
What was your diagnosis?
He was disgruntled.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Where am I? My sugar and spice!
Oh, don't worry. They're just playing out back.
Whew. Are they safe? Some horses can cause people a lot of woe.
I assure you, Mr. Mayor, that your children are fine. They really are great with horses.
Speaking of great, it's great to see you back here, Barb.
How'd you get off work?
Well, you know, since them ranch hands feeling rusty, they're back on their feet. Master Glenn no longer needs me at the ranch.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Is there anything we can do?
Oh, don't worry about me. You know, I knew this was going to happen sooner or later. But I am confident that I'll find something to do that will let me settle right here in Water Pit. So let's make a toast. Here's to my family of Water Pit. Woohoo!
Howdy, everyone.
Bob's here. Hi.
Find out anything concerning the poisoning.
I've been on my horse all day, and I haven't found any leads.
Oh, you must be exhausted. Can I get you a cup of coffee?
Well, that would be nice. Thank you, Star. Though I don't know if I can handle any more of the black stuff. I'd tell her, but I don't want her feelings to get hurt.
Here you go. Just the way you like it.
Much obliged, Star.
I can only hope my coffee is as wonderful as this man deserves.
Well, it seems like everything's returning to normal. Hopefully my honey will be buzzing around the house in no time.
Well, whatever it was, hit her pretty hard. I wouldn't want to rush her on her way back to health.
Well, Doc, those ranch hands, they're back on their feet.
They obviously made a fast recovery.
Just like the whole town of Water Pit.
Why would be too sure about that? We don't know what or who is behind this poisoning.
Well, I think it's important to think positive.
You know, Star, I agree with you. I'm not going to get a job here in Water Pit unless I think positive. So let's make a toast. Here's to thinking positive.
Miss Brooks, Miss Kenneth.
Spice, can't you see the adults are talking?
I'm Sugar.
They're so hard to tell apart.
We just wanted to tell everybody that we just planted our first garden.
Oh, a garden.
Garden?
Well, that sounds like a lot of responsibility, girls.
Oh, don't worry, Daddy. We are good gardeners.
We'll certainly weed them and reap.
You girls.
I am proud of both of you. You're both just sprouting with maturity.
They are.
And carrots are mighty important for the eyes. Bad eyes can be awfully costly.
How so?
Well, I once had a patient who had 4 boys with bad eyesight. He found sunglasses mighty expensive.
Doc, he's at it again.
Well, this little bench shows me that my little girls are growing up.
Aww.
Does that mean that Sugar and I can have our first cup of coffee, Daddy? Please? Pretty
Well,
please?
All right. You can have a sip. You go first.
Why does she get to go first?
Well, she's older.
Only by 3 minutes. It's not fair.
Sugar, to make things fair, you can have a sip from mine. That way you can both sip at the same time.
You know, Sugar, Spice, why don't you each make a little toast?
Is there any bread around here?
No, she means a few words of inspiration.
There you go.
So, it would be like this. To our favorite horse. I would give her a kiss. I would pucker my lips and I would smooch. Dear Miss. Like that.
Oh, okay, I get it. Here's to the racehorse that's in every Swiss miss. 1-1 was 1 racehorse. 2-1 was 1-2. 2-1, 1-1 race. 1-1, 1-1, 2.
Stop!
Oh, well, what's wrong?
The coffee. It could be too hot and burn their young mouths.
The beaks.
Not at the pace this scene is crawling at.
I'll take the first sip and make sure everything's all right. I could never let any harm come to these two young maidens.
A toast! A toast!
Fine. This is to the Pony Espresso. As temporary sheriff, may their coffee quench your thirst, where they always treat you right, and it's here that safety's first. Oh, that is hot. Oh my. Or is that just me? Is it hot in here? It is hot in here, okay. I thought I was going. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
Buck?
Oh my.
Kiss you, my ass!
Lost our one and only temporary sheriff.
What's happening, Daddy? Daddy! Mr. Ron! Dad?
And I thought this was a safe town.
Well, I knew that trouble was still brewing.
I have to tell you all that trouble has been brewing for a long, long time.
Why, you were told never to come back here again!
I have my reasons. I might not get elected mayor of our fine city, but I always pledge to be a moral citizen.
What are you getting at, Cabana?
Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you who murdered this man.
Who?
The evil person who poisoned our temporary sheriff is none other than this wicked woman here.
That can't be true!
No.
Not true, my dear? I suggest you look behind the counter. There you will find a letter that proves her guilt. Feel free to read it aloud.
Auntie, it's in your handwriting. Dear Mr. Cabana, I just found out that the hideous Buck Braun plans to ask for Star's hand in marriage. With this relationship, I will surely be set aside, never getting a chance to buy my very own wash and wear bearskin rug.
I would never write anything like that! Except for the fact that I want my own wash and wear bearskin rug.
Read on.
I can't go on!
Let you read it. You're used to public speaking.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sweetheart.
After Buck mysteriously dies, I will send my niece to live with her Aunt B. The Pony Espresso will then be firmly in my hands. Not only that, without a temporary sheriff, there will be no one to investigate the matter. It is then that you and I can get married.
Huh?
What?
Wouldn't you want to marry me?
And run the Pony Espresso together.
I would never write anything as horrible as that!
And how did you know that note was behind the counter?
A few minutes ago, I saw Dee and Buck meeting. When Buck left, I went to see Dee and she showed me this horrid letter that she'd been writing to me. When I gave it back to her, I saw her put it behind the counter. I begged you not to do anything against the laws of our fair land. When you refused to listen, I immediately went to look for our temporary sheriff. Alas, I was too late. But I know I can help with the route when I tell the railroad the problems that our town has. I know that they will certainly want me to run the Pony Espresso.
Let me see that. I don't believe this. How can this be? It's in my handwriting.
Because you wrote it, you scheming villainess!
No, Auntie would never do such a thing. If only Buck Braun, my love and temporary sheriff, if only he were still alive, he would get to the bottom of this. Why, Buck, if only you were still alive, you would solve this hideous crime. Oh, Buck, I love you. I'm sorry I never told you, but I love you. I love you.
What's this? A voice from the dead?
He's alive.
Holy cow!
Well, he's come back from the dead. Hooray!
It's a miracle.
This can't be true.
It is true. I could not let you do this, Mo.
Do what?
He wanted to dispose of the temporary Sheriff Brown, but I couldn't let him do it so that Paul, the innocent ones in the world, I switched the vials!
This can't be true. We all saw him die, right in front of our very own eyes.
Please allow me to do a medical examination.
Yes, please do.
Check it out.
What do you plan on doing with that?
I'm happy to say that this man did not die. But he obviously has a horrible coffee allergy.
Coffee allergy?
Yes, coffee allergy.
Well, what do you recommend I do, Doc?
Well, I recommend you drink a bucket of water.
If I drink a whole bucket of water, I might go pale.
Well, then I suggest you begin drinking tea.
Oh, thank you, Doctor. I appreciate it. No, thank you, Doc. Thank you.
You scoundrel! Mo Cabana, you are under arrest.
That's ridiculous. You can't arrest me. You're a Pony Express rider, not a sheriff.
Not so, Cabana. I've been after you for years. When you were talking to Polly Palomino, you were really talking to Marshall Palomino Polly. Up for territory. All right. Hands up, Cabana.
It's not over yet. If you don't let me get out of here free and easy, I'm gonna pour the rest of this poison down Star's throat.
No, you're a hideous thing!
Oh, you wouldn't have any milk of human kindness if you drank a cow.
You started at the bottom and sank.
You never did a thing in your life, and you didn't do that well.
Well, you're in the right place, but they haven't dug it yet.
Enough with the compliments. I'm gonna grab that horse out back and make for the hills.
You leave Swiss Miss out of this.
She never did anything to you!
Enough, you villain.
Stop! But don't let him have it. No, don't let him have it.
Go back.
Fight.
Get it. Fight.
Knock his head off, bud.
shouldn't I take care of him, Marshal Palomino, Polly?
Oh no. You've done your job. You've caught our criminal. It's time that I take over as temporary sheriff and marshal. You need to get back to your life in the wild, wild west.
Well,
I'm going to take over until your old sheriff returns.
well, we could do a lot better than that. Marshal Temporary Sheriff Palomino, we could use a new stable sheriff.
Marshal Palomino, would you consider becoming Waterpit's permanent sheriff?
Well, after chasing this criminal, I'd be glad to. I would take that. My first line of business is to take this criminal off to put it behind bars.
Oh, Marshal Sheriff Palomino, you might as well take me too. I am guilty of doing the bad things too.
But you took such good care of my children. Sheriff, honey,
Oh, you can call me Marshal.
I'm talking about my wife, honey.
Oh.
Honey and I could still use some help around the house, and I think that Fifi would make an excellent nanny.
Oh, and you sure that would be wonderful.
I suppose I could release her into your custody.
Would you like to go outside and play with the horseshoes now?
Can I put it to garden instead? Yeah, with carrots for Swiss miss.
Anything you want.
Yay! I saw a rusty shovel in the back. Yeah, and I saw a silver hi-ho.
Well, there you go. Then let's go plant the garden.
Hi, girls.
Well, come on, you rogue.
I've had enough of this crime on the streets. Next time, I'm going to make house calls.
Well, Mary, maybe we'd better head on over to your house and give Honey her afternoon check. Are you sure she won't mind getting a nanny?
Well, I don't think it'll get her goat.
Hey, Star. Is it true you kissed me?
Well, my lips were upon your cheek.
Star, would you marry me?
She can only say yes under one condition.
What's that?
Well, with all the new business coming in, we're going to need some help running the Pony Espresso. Buck, I hope that you will join the family business.
Why, it would be an honor. But I couldn't start until I found Mr. Donut a replacement as his ranch hand.
Oh, Barb can do it.
Oh, wow, that's a great idea. How about it, Barb?
Wow, that is great! I gotta hop on job and we'll go out and introduce ourselves now.
I'm gonna go back and do some inventory. Leave you two alone.
Why, yes, Buck, I will marry you. But I do have one condition.
And what's that?
Well, since we'll no longer be the Pony Express stop for Water Pit, I think we should change our name.
What to?
Well, I was thinking Buck Star's Coffee.
And tea. But I think your name should come first.
Well, that's mighty sweet of you, but who's ever heard of Starbucks? No, I think Buck Star's has a nice ring to it.
Oh, and speaking of a ring, my star.